post right now. Nigeria politics requires drastic surgery. Octogenarian Bishop Okonkwo is the one speaking here. Nigeria politics requires drastic surgery. Octogenarian Bishop Mike Okonkwo is the one speaking here. As regards 2027, sharks will swallow younger ones up. Okonkwo names preferred candidate to battle Tinubu. 2027, sharks will swallow younger ones up. Okonkwo names preferred candidate to battle Tinubu. Tinubu bows out as ECOWAS chair urges unity, vigilance, inclusive growth. And then gunmen hijack Benue bus, kidnap all passengers along Otukpa Road, using 63.5 billion naira to renovate government house. Waste of resources. APC slams Makinde. And then to some other headlines now. Youth Confab, CCNC, Osun Commissioner disagree over committee nominations. Owo Church Massacre. Ondo government demolishes Victims Memorial Park. Tinubu bows out as the ECOWAS chair urges unity, vigilance, inclusive growth. Tinubu slams ECOWAS leaders for failing to activate standby force. And then, Benue Governor Aliyah suspends special advisor accused of sextortion and, of course, blackmail. We are ready for active participation in national politics. Ohanes and Debo speaking. We are ready for active participation in national politics. Ohanes and Debo speaking. And then, tell the world how I betrayed you. Kenneth Okonkwo challenges Peter Obi. 2027, APC not in flames. Spokesperson Moka is speaking. APC not in flames. Spokesperson Moka. Then on ADA, Kenneth Okonkwo reveals how new party will produce presidential candidate. 2027, APC will not know what hit them. Kenneth Okonkwo on Atiku Erufai coalition. APC will not know what hit them. Kenneth Okonkwo on Atiku Erufai coalition. And then, INEC has no right to control our meetings, interfere with our internal affairs, says the People's Democratic Party. INEC has no right at all to control our meetings and interfere with our internal affairs. Yeah, internal affairs. INEC should stay away. 2027, ADC vows to end APC misrule, unveils new zonal office in Niger State. Okay, we have ADC, we have ADA, we have PDP, and we have which other one? SDP. Oyefolu and Ojedeji will say, "Oh my loud gone." Okay, let me move quickly to Punch. Punch has got some of those stories, I tell you. Punch newspaper now. ATM usage drops as POS agents handle 223 trillion naira. Wow. ATM usage drops as POS agents handle 223 trillion naira. Thank God you're smiling, right? That's what it is. I want to take that again. ATM usage drops as POS agents handle 223 trillion naira. So nobody goes to the ATM again. They now use POS. So if you now calculate all the monies where all those POS get for hand, all of them for this country, is worth 223 trillion naira. Oh my God. Nigeria, my country. It's okay. Wamako disowns 2027 VP ambition. Then Delta North APC divided over Nwoko's 2027 endorsement. PDP kicks as APM blast Adeleke over Osun VAT. Naira threatens over CBN intervention. And of course, FBI inflow. All right, moving on to some of the headlines. Pastoral crisis. 11 states embrace federal government ranching plan as killings surge. Iran, Israel. Petrol may hit 1,000 naira per liter as oil price soars. This news will Jesus. Weaken a whole lot of people this morning. It's fine. It's fine. It's well. Fans back Ophili's Turkey switch as AFN expresses shock. ECOWAS. Tinubu ends tenure. Calls for standby force activation. Community mourns as another Nigerian gun repairer. 6 orders nabbed in Enugu. Firearms recovered. Some other political headlines now. Articles primary. Jandor. Okay. Let me just read that. Articles primary win, not sole cause of PDP's decline, says Jandor. Articles primary win, not sole cause of PDP's decline. And then, poverty drives godfatherism in Nigerian politics, says Jandor. INEC can't stop us. PDP insists NEC meeting holds June the 30th. PDP kicks as APM attacks Oshun over VAT records. Tinubu supported June 12 annulment, not part of pro-democracy struggle, says Lamido. I went through all of that. It was really... Presidency refused Lamido's claims on Tinubu's June 12 role. Sanwo-Olu meets APC leaders, candidates ahead of local government poll. Ayedatiwa nominates 4 more commissioners. And finally here, why we are against Tinubu's government. Afenifere factional leader Oba Olaiton is the one speaking there. Okay, let's move everyone to Vanguard. Vanguard has got plenty of other stories for us this morning. Check the time, 7:10 a.m. 7:10 a.m. 7:10 a.m. Coalition ADA leaders begin mass mobilization nationwide. So many people will ask, what about SDP? What about PDP? Okay. 2027, why Tinubu can't drop Shetima. Iran votes to close Strait of Hormuz after U.S. strikes on nuclear facilities. I take that again. Iran votes to close Strait of Hormuz after U.S. strikes on nuclear facilities. And some other stories now, politicians defecting are greedy, lack discipline. Wale Oshun is the one speaking here. And then 2027, why Tinubu can't stop Shetima? Catholic bishops call for prayers to end killings. Coalition ADA leaders begin mass mobilization nationwide. A laughing on a feud. It's brazen disregard for traditions. Yoruba Council of Elders speaking here. Suicide bomber attacked church in Syria, kills at least 20 people. Police confirm 30-man attack on Rivers local government administrator. Federal government support for Nigerian airlines evident in Heathrow slot, says Keyamo. Police squeeze suspects over sale of Fashehun family farmland in Akure. And then let's see if we can get you some more. WSICE 2025 returns with youth leadership and, of course, post-colonial expressions. Some of the headlines now: Nigerians defecting are greedy and, of course, lack discipline. Wale Oshun. June 12 annulment. Lamido is confused. His claims represent distortion of history. INEC has no right to control our meeting, says PDP. 2027. Okowa, Nwoboshi, Nwoko size up each other in Delta. Okay. 2027. Why INEC cannot stop anti-Tinubu coalition party, says Amechi. Why INEC cannot stop anti-Tinubu coalition party, says Amechi. And some of the persons are saying they will have some wahala in terms of registering new political parties right now, because you know now. Catholic bishops calls for prayers to end killings. Suicide bomber attack church in Syria, kills at least 20 people. And then UK was informed of US strikes on Iran, plans evacuating Britain out of Israel. In Benue, it's genocide, not communal clashes. 5 die as bomb explosion rocks Kano. And then lightning kills 32 cows during heavy rainfall in Ogun State. 1 dead, 3 injured as truck crushes some persons in Lagos, or crosses a bus in Lagos. Okay, we'll leave there now quickly and then visit the Nation newspaper now. Check your time, 7:13 a.m. 4,253 IDPs in Nasarawa camps after Benue killings. Minister sets up committee to broker peace between Aremo and, of course, MINILS workers. How Bayelsa George was abducted. Women going for surgery in India arrested with 2.20 kilogram cocaine. Last batch of Lagos 1,315 pilgrims return. Tinubu hands over ECOWAS leadership to Sierra Leone's bill. We have no party registration application before us, says INEC. Anotokam. We have no party registration application before us, says INEC. Then presidency reaffirms Tinubu's pro-June 12 credentials. Funny, very, very funny. Okay, let's move now to the Sun newspaper. The Sun. Killing of Kaduna wedding guests. Sharia Council furious. 5 ways Nigeria could be affected by Iran-Israel conflict. It's something you might want to read and get more information there. And then, group to partner Enugu government to fight insecurity. There is politics in every aspect of human endeavor. Ayeni, ex-Sky Bank chair. Killing of Kaduna wedding guests. Sharia Council furious. Killing unacceptable, barbaric, says Tinubu. To some more now. There is politics in every aspect of human endeavor. Ayeni, ex-Sky Bank chair. 10th Assembly. Opposition crumbles in reps 2 years after. June 12 election costs my father $250 million. Jamiu MKO's son is the one speaking here. It cost his father $250 million. Quality leadership, not good politics, will solve Nigeria's problems, says Adebayo. INEC can't dictate to us on NEC meeting, says PDP. And then finally here, Osun local government crisis, Adeleke restates commitment to peaceful resolution, vows to pursue legal means. All right, let's check up some of the headlines, some of the newspapers now. Let's check up Daily Trust. Daily Trust has got some really big headlines, I must say. INEC can't stop June 30 NEC meeting, says the People's Democratic Party. Sierra Leone's Bio succeeds Tinubu as ECOWAS chairman. On Plateau killings, death toll hits 13 as survivors narrate ordeal. Kano on the map under Abba Yusuf. Architect Ali Hassan is speaking. Plateau killings, death toll hits 13 as survivors narrate ordeal. PDP, INEC can't stop our June 30th NEC. Bauchi governor lauded for launching cyber security training. Preservation of culture, norms, infrastructure development, panacea against insecurity. This is according to some stakeholders. 4 more to go here. There's a photo here. Murdered wedding travelers buried in Plateau. Killing of wedding guests. Culprits must be brought to justice. Uba Sani. Bayelsa High Court judge kidnapped on major road. And then, finally here, revealed groom's father, brother among wedding travelers murdered in Plateau State. And then finally, let's just check the Guardian newspaper now. The Guardian now. Insecurity escalates in Yenagoa. George abducted. Man confesses to killing toddler. Okay. Kaduna government seeks justice for 12 citizens killed in Plateau. Group faults defense chief's remarks on Yelwater massacre, demands retraction. Surulere Council pledges restitution for demolition of Deeper Life Bible Church. NDLEA arrests woman with cocaine at Lagos Airport, busts drug operations nationwide. Okay. University of Calabar joins beneficiaries of OPA's 1.2 billion naira 10-year scholarship program. Naval chief commits to securing Lake Chad region against terrorism. And then, let's see, Huriwa condemns illegal detention in Anambra Bauchi, demands release of victims. Everyone, this is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Check the time now. It's 7:19 a.m. And of course, feel free, very free, to join this morning's conversation. It promises to be very, very robust. Of course, our WhatsApp number is there. You can start sending in your messages. 081-717-56338. 081-717-56338. That's our WhatsApp number. You can just send in your messages now. But for now, we will join Rufai Osedi for some analysis this morning. And then when we're done, we'll start taking your calls back to back. Are we good? Let's join Rufai Osedi now.
It's shocking that Nigeria has now become a rivers of killing and a rivers of blood. How would you explain now that the president is saying that recent killing of travelers in Plateau states is unacceptable? So there's just been another killing, and he's directing security agencies to ensure that perpetrators are briefly and swiftly arrested. They said 12 wedding guests, including the father and the brother of the groom, were killed. The victims, many of them were injured, and they were traveling from Zaria in Jos to Plateau. The president is directing the police force to work with other security and intelligence agencies. He called for calm. These attacks are wanton men. Cumulatively, with KB and some other areas, 171 people have died. Borno attacks. You know, Benue survivors are even talking about how they were killed by others. You know, 4 residents of Yelwater that were interviewed were talking about how they were killed by herders. And it is just sad that all of this, the president have not been able to do anything about it. So when we say that things are not working in Nigeria, people say, oh, we want to talk against President Tinubu and all of that. But no, we are saying this thing because it affects all of us. It affects all of us. And that's why we need to be careful. Everything is happening. There's a pastor in Warri that is also doing his own. There's just a big breakdown. In fact, the Christian Association of Nigeria has had to take a swipe at the pastor over his claim that giving first fruit can wipe away sins. We're just hearing all sorts. So it just looks like state of insecurity, pain and suffering, pastors ripping off people. Nigeria is just looking like a country in a quagmire. Amidst all of this, okay, President Tinubu is finishing his ECOWAS chairmanship term. Mother Bio of Sierra Leone is going to be taking over. But there's just been a lot of inflation. Due to the Israeli war now, petrol prices are going to go up.
Of course.
In fact, they've even gone up. I think Dangote has even sent his advisory out. So there are many stories making the rounds, and that we need to be careful. We can just only employ President Tinubu to do the needful, to fix the state of the country. The coalition are now saying that they want to register a political party. A lot of them are gathering together one way or the other. While some people are busy endorsing President Tinubu. And I'm asking, with the way people are endorsing President Tinubu, have they told him that he needs to fix the insecurity problem and the other problems that are on ground? The problem in Benue, the problem in every part of the country, the fact that insecurity is high now. So on what pretext are they endorsing him? Inflation is on the high, over 20%. Even with rebasing, it's still over 20%. There's a lot of pain, there's a lot of penury. 12 wedding guests killed, insecurity the order of the day.
Everywhere.
They said, oh, we had a commitment in FDI of over 50 billion. We're not seeing that money trickle down through the economy. Now, we are seeing a lot of political back and forth. In fact, Sule Lamido is saying that he will join any arrangement to remove President Tinubu. In fact, he said in one of his interviews that President Tinubu didn't play as prominent a role, that it was when Abacha came in, he started being at loggerhead, that they didn't challenge, IBB enough, while all the conversation was going on during June 12th. There's a book to that effect. If you go and read, it will throw more clarity on who is lying or not. A book by Segun Adeniyi, because Segun Adeniyi actually puts his handsas, the handsas of the conversation among the lawmakers and the senators in 993 there. So you can go and decipher who is lying or not. But Bayan Onuga has also replied by saying that Sule Lamido, those were those two that worked against June 12. So there are a lot of back and forth. Conversations around the coalition is on. Will the coalition be able to register as political party? What are the plans of the coalition?
That's the issue.
Do Nigerians even know about this coalition? So there's a lot of politicking going on. But at the same time, we're not talking about the prevalent problems that are happening in the country. A lot of pain, a lot of penury. On the flip side of this, federal government is backing mining firm to construct a $400 million solid mineral plant where, they can mine minerals and all of that. And they are saying this FDI will help establish one of Africa's largest rare earth metal and critical mineral plant in Nasarawa State, which is long overdue. Some will say this is, a welcome development. But while all of this is going on, the state of play of politics is still there. There are conversations that even, might not come back.
Okay.
That Shettima might not come back. So Nigeria is as a flux as we speak. A lot of political conversation going on. Also, we've not been able to crack down on things that are giving Nigerians problem, insecurity, hunger, poverty, deprivation. In all of this, the case of Nnamdi Kanu is still on. They finally closed, most of the witnesses, depositions, and all of that. Against, let's see how that case pans out. And there's also been a big disgrace also for Nigeria in the sporting sector, because Ophili, the lady that her name was not put in to register, and she was denied for participating for Nigeria, she has now gone ahead to switch allegiance to Turkey, which is a slap on her face, because this lady wanted to run for Nigeria, do well for Nigeria. Her name was not put forward. But in fact, they are saying this allegiance to Turkey probably is not being confirmed yet, because she's still listed on the website of World Athletics, despite a rumor switching allegiance to Turkey. If she finally switches the allegiance, it's not going to be the first time. We remember how
it's been happening.
Our athletes then, Gloria Alozie, switched allegiance to Spain. We remember how Francis Obikwelu switched allegiance to Portugal. For so many years, in hurdles, Gloria Alozie was our short medal winner. But since she switched allegiance to Spain, we didn't have a lot of big spark in hurdles until Toby Amusho came on stream. So it speaks volumes about the state of play. In fact, this day ran some candidates yesterday and say, these are some of the potential candidates, Atiku Abubakar, Kwankwaso, and Amechi, and other people for coalition. Now, can they go ahead and beat President Tinubu? Only time will tell. While all of this is happening, we now have Trump getting into the fights. Yesterday, we now had Trump getting into the fight in the Middle East yesterday with that bunker buster bomb detonated by a stealth carrier, the B-2 bomber, the B-2 Spirit, which was to attack Iraq nuclear facility in Isfahan, in Fordo, and a couple of other parts. Despite the bombing, the authorities in America have not still shown us, one, the intelligence at which they used to get in there, because Pete Hegseth couldn't answer that question. Secondly, the level of damage that has happened to that place, sort of like an exit impact assessment. Yes, there's been some satellite footages, but we've not seen concurrently, level of damage that might have happened. Thirdly, Rafael Grosso, that's the IAEA chief, International Atomic Agency chief, was granted an interview today where he was talking about the fact that Iran does not have that, enrichment to the extent of getting a weapon yet. But the pretext of going in was that they were soon going to get to that level where they were going to get a weapon. While all of that was happening, there have also been fears now, because America has a lot of bases in the Middle East, and most of the rockets Iran has can get up to those bases. So if there's going to be a counterattack, probably in the coming days, we'll know. But Iran has also been reacting and striking into Israel. This attack is coming after President Trump said, in the space of 2 months, in the space of 2 weeks, we're going to decide what was going to happen. But 2 days after, he went ahead and he made this strike. So a lot is going on in the world today. And if you see your petrol pump price increase now that we've devalued, just know that all of this can be tied and related to international crude oil prices going up because of this crisis in the Middle East. As all of this we've been able to analyze for you this morning is happening, What we are supposed to help you do here is to make sense of it. And that's why I gave you a snapshot of all of this happening. And in the coming days, with our analysis and all of that, we'll continue to.
Hello, Rufai. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rufai Hosseini. I wouldn't really appreciate you for, the analysis this morning. But everyone, I would like you to join the conversation, okay? Like I said, this morning, just kindly join the conversation and let's talk about our country. Let's talk about Nigeria. Let's talk about what is going on. But right now, and I want to have a quick conversation with Frank Ayala this morning. Yeah, Frank Ayala is just right here. Good morning to you, Frank. Good morning, Frank. Are you there?
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Yes. Good morning.
Yeah. I quickly want to ask you some, just few questions. All right. What do you think about the new party, the ADA, that we now hear of? ADA everywhere. What's going on?
For me, good morning, everybody. This is my opinion. The new political party, I think, is just to grab power. Looking at the name,
Okay.
of Democratic Alliance, is just to grab power. The name does not speak like people who want to come and alleviate the suffering of the Nigerian people. That is one. Then two, I think maybe because I have not seen their manifesto, they should be able to create an alternative policy direction. The purpose of a political party is to create a policy direction that will help the realization of it. But when you look at the name of Democratic Alliance, meaning what? Who is not democratic? Who the current government is practically nature. So now look at their policy they are implementing. All the same, it's a good movement for Nigeria. We're going to give us a platform, we're going to give the opposition a platform to voice out their policy direction. I only pray that they should articulate their policy direction. So it will be visible to Nigeria that they come to come and get our problem. Reduce the burden on the current parents. As you see today, parents are going through hell to make up with their natural demand of the children. So they need what we want to see is not just the name. We have so many names in Nigeria, we have so many political parties, many. But what is the policy? What is their voice? What is the way they decide to speak? Whose direction they speak to? We just abuse the person, not the person that is them of their and condemn all what he does without a clear policy direction. So first, we need to know their manifesto, we need to know their policy direction. We need to know this character and they have the policy formulation.
Okay.
You can get a consultant to do a policy formulation for you, but what are the character? What is the thought? What is your policy direction to resonate with people? Till tomorrow, once you call SDP, you see what they stand for. O for Nigeria. When you call APC, what they stand for? Nothing. When you call PDP, we hear people democratic people. That party today, that party for me is still the best party in Nigeria. Every nook and corner, they have a structure that deals with some level of miscomfort. Unfortunately, that level are not going to deal with UK and its part of in the system. Now that they've gone to some other party, I think we've left the party for UK. Let's see what we do with the party.
Are we now saying that? Are we now saying that PDB is gone for good? Is that what it is?
They might be relegated to a regional party like ABGA. That is my concern. I think that is what I'm seeing so far. They might be relegated to a regional party because if you look at the promoters of this ADA, let me use ADA. ADA.
It's ADA.
Which also for me to promote a name in the southeast. That is also a fear. I don't know because every local person from the southeast will be seeing it as a party. So at this point, we don't need a regional party. We need a national party. what I've advised them was to look for one of the parties that have the strongest spread, adopt it. I know their fear was also they are looking at legal issues. People we call was not really elected. I was the chairman there before that will create a rancor. No, also give it to this current president. He's good in destabilizing opposition. I'm also scared that we are hearing that we have also few people in this that will go to call and meet him and organize the party. All the same, best of luck to them. They welcome idea. Nigeria want to see more of criticism, constructive criticism, not abuse. If you say the government have not done this well, what's your alternative? Now we're able to put alternative platform. The to let the people that alternative platform. Have they been able to? Is there the mechanism in place to talk to people on the street to give them that hope that it will be better, not just to come and grab power and remain status quo? This is what APC does. When they did their own 2014, December 14 precisely, they were coming from all angles, like our current president when he was in Ogbomoso. He read the election at the roadside. All of us have not forgotten Lai Mohammed, sorry. All of us have not forgotten that Bashir, the so recipes, all these are Baba Kyari, Gambari. So if you put all those characters together, what do we get in 8 years? Disasters and calamities. So it should be these characters that are coming now. But when you look at Amechi that betrayed his brother from South, so which kind of character is that? Look at Elifai that was speaking from both sides of the mouth when they were coming APC. What kind of character is that? Is it the same people that be jumping from party to party? Which kind of character? Is that the best one that betrayed his brother? That without the best one does not exist. I remember when was the commissioner for regional commissioner for development in Lagos and for that position. If I leave Monsho, he will play for today. So those are the characters that are coming to form the party. So where do we go from here? So first of all, they need to forget all those characters and just want to develop a workable policy that will give Nigeria hope.
Okay.
Yes, we must have to.
Well, following the application before INEC, seeking the registration of a new party, leaders of the proposed anti-Tinubu coalition who are, pushing for the ADC, which is All Democratic Alliance, have commenced mass mobilization across the country. But that's not where I'm going to. Where I'm going to is the fact that INEC is saying that they have no party registration application before them. Don't you think it's laughable, or is there a plot here, Frank?
It's laughable. It's laughable. I don't see any plot.
No group has applied for registration as a political party, according to INEC.
I don't want to attribute every party, every failure of the opposition to the current president. I don't think INEC will receive. Please quote me. I don't think INEC will have a registration request before them and deny it. If they deny it, the ADA should give us a copy through the media, so that we will now know it's lying. That is between Nigeria. That is to let Nigeria believe we are serious or we are not serious. I don't think the political party will send the request to INEC. INEC will have the audacity to say there's no request before them. Then what is not the INEC mechanism for document received? Where are the register? Because one thing I've come to realize about this our country, our people, we talk more, we do less. I don't think, in short, I expect the ADA this morning to have organized a press conference in FCT and bring out the copy to Nigeria. So Nigeria will know that this INEC, they are out to do what they are out to repeat what they are going to do. We are tired of all this. So I don't want to attribute every failure of opposition to the current president. I won't do that. So they should go and put their house in order and stop giving reason for doubt for conspiracy to the beginning. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you of the character of people. We know how the family are lying everywhere. They wanted to run APC. We know how some of them was the SUV for Tinubu. We know the way is like Mohammed. The same man who fight that is jumping from year to year now. I know how he disrupted PDP. PDP that made him. I know how Amechi was nobody. I know how they made him. So today, as Amici read English, have you ever worked in any ministry, any private sector that give you the kind of wealth you have? Are you talking of wiki? These are political gangsters that want us to grab power and loot the country. Today, when Buhari came, the only thing they saw was Mr. Integrity. Today, with integrity, the looting is beginning to reveal one by one. You see the massive looting everywhere. We are seeing an NPC report, 210 trillion. And then we have Malami, we have Gabashin. So these are characters. Is it the Ribadi that will tell you what Atunde is the most corrupt people and Akpabio is the most corrupt person? Professor Kamu was an EFCC lawyer. That face to face, Akpabio is the most corrupt. Today, I don't understand this. These are political gangsters. So they should come to bamboozle us that INEC, they should provide the letter they sent to INEC. Let's take it from that place. Really.
Some people will tell you any coalition or realignment or political parties that does not produce a Southerner as presidential candidate, we know, will fail woefully. That the South should be the one to produce.
It's not true.
Huh? What?
I will not belong to that narrative. I will not discuss what narrative. You know why?
Why?
One of the emotions that work in favor of this current government was that everybody agreed that we need to go to South because of fairness and equity. Now we are at the South. What do we get? What do we get? That is one. So that emotion is not going to work in this. Emotion of we must come to the North. The emotion is not going to work. Jude, democracy is 28 years. As we speak, the Yorubas have taken 20 years. Out of 28, is that not good? The Northwest have taken 11. Is that not good? The South South under Jonathan have taken 5 years. What happened to the Northeast? What happened to the North Central? Then what happened to the North South? So that emotion, that sympathy vote that God I must come to the South, the Milo come in 2027. I don't see it coming to play at all. It's not in agenda.
Okay.
If anybody comes to tell me that Tinubu must finish 2 terms, if you go and tell me where it is in constitution that he must finish 2 terms. Let anybody go and tell me that he must belong, the Southern must continue in tenure. You should tell me where it is in constitution. Then, or you should tell me what he has done with the first 4 years of victory. What we have seen this first year now, inflation is dropping from the roof. Food inflation is about 52%, Jude. Transport inflation, buy an air ticket and go to Abuja and sit to call. Call inflation is at the rise. NPR is at the rise. Cash to deposit to low ratio is on the rise. So what poverty have increased from 33% to everyone knows about 70%. Today, people cannot longer afford basic needs of life. Marriages are breaking. So the suppose should come and tell me that he must continue for 8 years. Let's say I don't produce that narrative. It's not going to fly. That card is not going to fly this time around. That card is going to fly. Because the emotion that he must come to the Southern must. If the Southern must complete 2 must be
So, but where would you now put that gentleman agreement or arrangement? It should be South North. Where would you put that?
Judith, what we need now is a candidate that will play like that for this track of poverty. I don't need North, I don't need South. So every party should go and put their eyes together and bring somebody that we believe we can push. That is not to say if the Southerner is fortunate to get the ticket and can convince us we vote for him. If also the Northerner will vote for him. But for that title, it must be a Southerner, not be a Northerner. Nobody going to buy those shoes idea. What have we got for you? This one Buhari came. Jonathan must go. He must come to the North. Today, it took us beyond 1960. And Tinubu came, he said he's going to continue for where Buhari stopped. So if Buhari dropped us in 1960, Tinubu is taking us to 1920. You know what will happen to our people? Population is exploding is exponentially going up. And there's no complete plan. They are telling me infrastructure. Where is the infrastructure? Is it not somebody that has feed, that has enough money to feed that will work on the road?
Okay.
People are losing their job. Operational expense is eating organizations. And yet we are increasing that. Today, look at the inflationary gap. They say 22%. Why the cost raiser, like NEPA bill, electricity bill is going up. Petroleum was just increased silently from 870 to 921. I bought 2 tanks yesterday. To 910. There is 40 naira increment and nobody's talking about it. So what we have to see for this next election is not about South, it's not about North. A competent person that will show us the way. Not that will show us the way to go. That Nigeria was supposed to this is the line to go. That's what we want. Not South and North. Please, they shouldn't put that narrative. Those narratives are cake. Will they talk of South and North in America?
Well, finally on the coalition, finally on this coalition issue, I recall Kenneth Okonkwo yesterday was saying that the new political party, the ADA, will be opened to all the zones. Okonkwo spoke yesterday and he said APC will not know what will hit them. He said the coalition by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, Olusegun Obasanjo, and other political heavyweights will hit the ruling All Progressives Congress, very hard in 2027. But then APC is saying, forget it, Ijare, nothing, nobody can unseat Tinubu come 2027. And Tinubu would be there up until 2031. How do we look at this?
Didi, let's go back to memory lane. There was a guy called Daniel Kanu. Remember Daniel Kanu? 3 million man march Abacha.
Of course.
Where are they? I will not see like. I will not see going. Remember transformation agenda headed by Mesores in place and Yoruba under Jonathan. Remember Better for Nigeria by BBY.
Okay.
You also remember that there's as soon as like my husband is dead, Nigeria is finished. I will not say living. So, Judy, one thing I will say very as a Nigerian that love the testament that prepare us to move faster. One, as we speak today, opposition should give us a credible and verifiable data that will create the narrative of a new direction. Because we are not ready to test anybody on trial law. And that will come and be telling us the former government, the previous government, nobody wants to hear those nonsense. So if you look at the character like Atiku, look at character like El-Rufai, look at character like Aregbesola, look at character like Amechi. Obasanjo wants some PDP membership card. Those are the characters that are pushing for an alternative. These are characters who do respect to them and the offices they head. Obasanjo openly destroyed the PDP card. Am I correct?
Of course.
Obasanjo is talking of coalition because of it. Then the question is, why should you build a structure around a particular person? What is the person that is great? God call it to glory. What happened?
Okay.
If IPC was built to the bone of the Buhari came to destroy it. He came to take us to 1960. Tinubu with his own strategy trying to take us out. But that taking us out now, the speed is not enough. So rather, he's taking us back to 1920.
Frank, let's.
If Kenneth, sorry, let's close. If Kenneth will come, he should take the party to his village, not to his village. Can Kenneth come to go to his village and own his polling units? These are people that come to the screen to talk, want to impress Nigeria. I know how many people lost their polling units. All these political movements, did Aregbesola deliver Osun for APC? Was it not the Adeleke club? Did Amechi deliver River for APC? Atiku tried to deliver Adamawa for PDP. El-Rufai was able to deliver Kaduna because they were government in power. You should go and deliver Kaduna now. Those are people that the only person I respect that is talking about this coalition is Lamido. Sule Lamido. The guy is constant with his political party. He doesn't change. No matter the storm, he's faithful. Atiku have jumped from party to party for about 4 parties. He went to AC, from there to ACN, he came back and collected the ticket again. That kind of character that I will be talking about. But whosoever, my own duty to make sure I vote, that's my duty. But obligation I must vote. So what they do with the vote is their head. So that issue of that and not, it shouldn't be an agenda on the table at all.
Frank, let's look at let's look at the ruling party, the APC. Recent reactions, within the APC makes it look as if there is tension brewing somewhere, with the party grappling with internal wrangling over endorsements. The endorsement of President Tinubu for his second term has sparked backlash from northern heavyweights. But then, what's his name? Felix Umoka has robust claims that that the party was going into flames, ahead of the 2027 general elections. In fact, in his words, he said that the party is getting stronger by the day. Nothing is happening in the All Progressives Congress. I mean, in his words, he said, "We are waxing strong. The APC and its prospects have never been better." That's what he said.
Felix Umoka is a man that refers so much. Did he deliver his estate under Lagos State? Labour won Lagos, including his estate. Felix Umoka, please push me. Did he deliver his political unit? These are political jobbers. Do you expect Umoka to come to square and speak against his party? Be that as it's made, he's entitled to his opinion.
Okay.
Just as I'm entitled to mine.
Okay.
But looking at the fact and figure, you will agree with me that there's lack for an APC. How did I come to that conclusion? As we speak, our president is seeking validation 2 years into his first term. Seeking validation. Judy, sorry, let me go to my local palace. To do a carry first. Not they explain too much. If you come back home with good grade number one, you carry first. Your father will not do that what you have done wrong. But it is when you come back, now you last, they'll come begin to look at your English, your mathematics, your social studies. So that is worrying to this. That is the problem of this current administration. They are seeking validation because they don't be able to tell Nigeria that action that the change they promised us is closed. Rather, the change is going too far. As the president is trying to do things to get the change closed, there are people within the party that are already working against him because they want to remain politically relevant. We could put a name to them, but not on this platform. We need to also be careful of legality.
Of course.
So,
of course.
There's a report we read recently that 7 APC governors in the north are the ones sponsoring coalition from the north. I gave this out so that my president will sit down to look at these people that are sabotaging the effort to the system. That is not to say I have done well. That is also not to say that there is no room for better performance. But what we are saying is the president is doing everything possible within his table to get Nigeria to a track that can now run on autopilot. Why would a party member do this sabotage? That's question one. Question two. If you also look at who they work against Jonathan because they needed power in 2015, Jonathan built 125 and schools that was later converted to mosque. What does that tell you? There is a deliberate intention to make sure people do not get the dividends of democracy from many city presidents because they need their legislative change. So if you put these two narratives together, you will know why my brother, my president, with due respect, is seeking for validation from the wrong people.
Frank.
So that comment of Kenneth Okonkwo, for me, is the reality the man is seeing, that the guy should watch it back.
Frank, Ohaneze Ndigbo, the Igbo socio-cultural group has hinted at its readiness to be fully involved in national politics. Fully involved in national politics. They said, we are ready. Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. They said, we are ready for active participation in national politics. This is Ohaneze Ndigbo speaking. I don't know. Some people might tell you, no, it's not the right decision this time around. And some will say, yes, it's the best for them this time around. They must get involved or else they'll lose out completely in 2027. Tell us, what do you think?
Every meaningful Nigerian needs to get involved in politics. Be involved in how your leader is elected. Be part of the template, because whosoever they bring for us, we have no choice for 4 years. 4 years times 5 is already 20 years to affect somebody's useful age. If you are 20 years where we start democracy, by the next 2 years you are already 48. So our nation should come up with, they should stop playing the regional politics where we don't like this person. Look at the last election. It will be 95%. So what happened to that 95% last year?
Okay.
So they should stop playing the national. They should come up in a national league. Look at Enugu. Look at Enugu. So the last time our president went to Enugu, he said we go to support Tinubu because of continuation program. Now, and if Igbo is not coming to tell you something contrary, that he has divided against themselves, can never produce a credible leader. That's why today, whether written or written, people have relegated to second class to go compete. So they should come out to play national politics. They should stop playing the politics of bitterness. So that's what I see from the South. That's my submission on that.
Frank Ayala, I know you are a money man. When I say money man, I know what I am. Sorry, I know what I'm saying. Like you are a banker, a frontline banker. Let me ask you, before you go, let me just throw this to you. ATM usage has dropped in Nigeria because POS agents now handle about 223 trillion naira. That is the statistics right now. POS agents are now, with all of them together, are with 223 trillion naira.
A POS transaction is 223 trillion naira. I think I also mentioned this on the platform. Yes. Why? Today, a POS transaction happen more in the rural areas. Don't forget the fact that 82% of Nigeria live in the rural area. So that is where POS transactions are taking place. ATM transaction will drop. You know why? The cost of operation is increasingly going up. To maintain an ATM upside with electricity bill, constant power supply, what is, and meanwhile, also, as ATM is growing, funds are being channeled to social crime. People that are sponsoring terrorism, banditry, they don't go to ATM. They go to POS. They spread those money through POS transactions. That's why we encourage people to come out with a template to tighten the policy on those transactions. POS 23 trillion naira in 6 months. That is true. That means we have a very viable economic activity that the government needs to have an net for their. You don't know what 23 trillion naira in 6 months. Okay, go to my village. You have ATM there. Go to my village. You have ATM there. They have POS that more than 50, 60, 70.
Of course.
So the will be increased. What government needs to do now is to encourage cashless policy, because the cost of printing the naira is also an operational cost of government. Because don't forget the fact that national currency is part of national security. When you see the way they treat our naira on the streets, such money will not pass through ATM. Such notes will not pass through ATM. Then again, greed have also set into ATM transaction. People now see the ATM transaction as the way to make cheap money. Do they? ATM make 3% in every transaction they do. If you take 3% every day times 30, it gives you 90%. So if you take it for 1 year, it gives you close to about 96%. If that happens, that 106%, if that happens, you are inflating the inflation. You are inflating inflation from July. Because government is going to produce the note to equate the figure.
Okay.
You see, the government is going to produce the note to equate the figure. So these are where inflation is really. This is where the government is struggling with the inflation figure. I don't know if you understand it. So moving on to POS is not a crime, but you make it in a way that there will be a transfer thing, credit thing. That's why this government is trying to introduce a credit culture where people will not be taking of cash. Because it's the credit culture that expand the economy to those rural areas. When somebody can come to go, do you know why the bank is not giving a SME loan? Because if a POS transaction is going to make 90% in a month, why will I go and stock my money down for 5% for a month or 30% for a year? That's why the manufacturers are complaining that there's no fund. So the government needs to urgently. This is the only country in the whole world where they sell naira, they sell national currency. Go to Europe. Will somebody go to PS and get Qatar? How we want to get it? So some business we are not looking at business as norms. You are buying your local currency right there on the streets. Now we are scared of cash crops now. I read the report that cash crops is looming. People are ready to stockpiling cash so that they will make times 20 and 30 of that transaction within a couple of a day. So it has not been easy for this current government. It's doing its best, but the culture of impunity is destroying the young people. We have the culture of impunity today. Everybody wants to owe plenty of money. If they go to club, two FUS will charge you, but you want to get 100 naira, you pay 20,000 naira. And people are happily doing it because those money also does not belong to them. So I sympathize with our current president. I sympathize with him seriously. I wish him the best of luck.
All right. Thank you so much, Frank.
Thank
you. Thank you so much, Frank. Appreciate you for talking to us this morning. Thank you. Yeah.
You know what I do every morning on Monday.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. Let's now take your calls at this time.
Voice of the People. Find your brand. Find your way. This is number one super dial. Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Lagos.
0700-903-903-903 is the number to call. Again, 0700-903-903-903. WhatsApp 081-717-56338. 081-717-56338. Don't forget to move away from your radio set or turn down the volume so we can hear each other. Just about 60 seconds for everyone. Yeah, 60 seconds is just enough for you. Move away from your radio set. Mind what you say on the national radio. Thank you so much. Let's go take some of your calls. Good morning here. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, Kamejide.
Good morning.
This is Ikan calling you from Muncie at the moment.
Good morning.
Yes, I am so happy this morning, the news I heard that thunder strike killed about 32 cows in Ogun State. I think this is the end of the war concerning terrorism, herdsmen, kidnappers, and all those people that disturbing Nigeria, shedding innocent blood. I think this is an opportunity for Tinubu to consult the custodian of that strike, that thunder strike. Nigeria can use it to end this insecurity, to end all these problems, to end this endless killing, because Nigeria cannot continue to waste innocent lives. Look at the people that were going for a wedding. They just came out from nowhere and start killing, slaughtering, even burn the car that taking those people to that place. It's so sad. I also hear you saying that Tinubu bow out as a ECOWAS chairman. Mm-hmm. I think we shouldn't say that. We say shame out, because during his own tenure, the two countries left that ECOWAS. I think Tinubu shame out of that office. I also tell you people that when we have the VIP opposite meaning of Fela in power, what do we have? Sorrows, pain, and blood and blunder. Thank you this morning.
All right.
And for Moino, who has defected to APC, I am sorry for him, because good morning and thank you.
I hear you. Thank you so much, Sire, for calling. Appreciate your call. Let's go here too. Hello, good morning. What's your name? Good morning. Oh, okay. 1 minute. All right. Thank you so much for calling. Your time is up. Appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, good morning here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Shola.
Good
I'm
morning,
calling
Shola.
from Ebeda.
Good morning. Yeah.
Yeah, my take this morning, my pick is on this one. And I think the name of the party, did you say, is it Ada? ADA or ADA? Anyway, the name doesn't actually matter for now. But my reservation, I'm skeptical because of the kinds of people that are coming together. And the issue we have in Nigeria is that it's likely that because we are so desperate, we are just going to, vote in anybody apart from the present government. That was what happened during the time of Buhari, if you can remember. We thought we were facing having incompetent government and facing hardship then under Jonathan. And people en masse voted for Buhari. So now, look at the kind of people we have there. The articles, the El-Rufai. And I know if El-Rufai were to be a minister, he wouldn't have, gone against this present government. You look at Atiku, I see him as somebody that is not a nationalist. Because more especially when Ebola died, and he commiserated, and his people went against him, he quickly withdrew. Is that a nationalist? Yeah, and look at this caliber of people. So, and that is why I feel that Obi should just stay on board and he should consult very well. He should not be a vice president to any of these people.
Thank you.
If they want, then Obi should be a presidential candidate. Thank you, Kamuke.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. Ayotek is saying, well, okay, what is the work of our security personnel? Benue is under siege by insecurity. Mr. President should have continued being ECOWAS chairman. 2027 is around the corner, and APC will, fail woefully. If they like, let them all defect to APC. Nigerians are ready for them. It's okay. Hello, good morning here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ekame Judah.
Let's hear you. 1 minute.
Weekend, sir? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to, send my condolence to these people that lost their life while returning from the wedding or something like that. I heard the news this morning. It's a pity. What a country that we are in. And my name is Afam. I'm calling from AJ.
Okay.
So I think the problem we have in this country is that the government are not serious at all. They came in unprepared. They came in for politics. They especially the president and all his administrations. They came in to just make a name, add to what they have. They didn't come to serve the country because as a leader, you are called to serve, not to ego yourself or enrich yourself more and more. So I believe that the coalition right now that is coming up, if they can be able to put the right person ahead of them, I believe they will achieve something meaningful or better. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Neka from Surulere is saying, I'm already weakened about all the news, both on radio and TV. And for banks and POS, that serves the banks right. Since they refuse to give us our money unless you go and buy our money with POS. May God help us. May God help us. That's what he's saying. And then, what's your name now? Dangote produced petrol here in Nigeria. Why are they telling us that fuel will be increased because of Iran war? Until electrical and Until judiciary system is reformed, Nigeria can never move on. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ibezim, appreciate that. Good morning. Lightning killed cows. I hope the herdsmen will not go after the village where it happened, though. Let them go and do what now? Let them go and buy the lightning, you know. Mama Ann, thank you so much. Let's look at some of the messages now. Timmy Tokpe Onotoye from the Jagemo community saying, let's call a spade a spade. There is no how we can exempt government from all of the indiscipline that is being carried out by the people. If law is implemented by force, the citizens' attitude will conform with government laws. In those days, there was WAI, that is W-A-I, War Against Indiscipline, and they ensured that people obeyed the laws. On the issue of increase in palm price, all I can say is that there is no transparency and accountability in the sector. Can the government sincerely tell Nigerians that Warri and Port Harcourt refineries are actually working in full capacity? What happens to the crude meant for local refineries for the consumption of the citizens? Why should we be suffering as an oil-producing country? God bless Nigeria. That's what he's saying. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ran away and flew from the struggle and fight for the actualization for the June 12 elections. Those that sacrificed their body, lives for Nigerians' democracy have been systematically sidelined, and those that were either spectators or encouraged the annulment of that June 12, 2023, or 1993 rather, elections are not only benefiting but enriching themselves as acting like the dictators we fought against. We will not keep silent no matter the circumstances. Our voices for good governance will be louder than ever. Nigerians must wake up and begin to choose the best of us to rule the rest of us to get the best from us. May God help and heal our land. Frank O. Nero is sending that from the United States of America. And then Terry is saying, Jude, the first thing that came to my mind as you were reading the headlines was, why is there so much senseless and reckless killings in Nigeria? Over 80% of the news headlines is about killings. What a pathetic country. Would Nigeria not be the country with the most insane death rate in the world? You can see how the light war between Iran and Israel is causing fuel hike in Nigeria. The ripple effect of increase in transportation, food costs, and other necessities in Nigeria. And someone who claims to be educated like Ben Bruce said that World War III wouldn't affect Africa or Nigeria. If I see that man, I can give him money. Okay, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Okay, let's see. Catholic bishops can be more Jesus than the Jewish by telling Benue to pray while they are being slaughtered like animals under a reverend father as a governor. It's a useless call for prayer from toothless bulldogs called bishops, whatever. Fight your fight like Israel and Iran. I'm Chidi from Ojo Barracks. Yeah, Chidi, thank you so much for your message. Let's look at these now. AJ from Meron is saying, Sheyi Makinde 63.5 billion naira to renovate the government house is not only wasteful but ill-timed. I also think Makinde is trying to mop up money for 2027 election. After all, his posters for presidency are already flooding some states in Nigeria. We're going to see lots of inflated projects from state governors at the expense of the masses. You think so? Okay, if you think so. No wahala. Good morning, Ikamijide. I've said it times without number that if government is not aware of this insecurity, what stops them from directing state governors to form their vigilante groups in their respective states to guide themselves, since the federal security agencies have been infiltrated by the so-called repentant terrorists? Tony from Okota. Hello, good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it can be at last. This is from Etola.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing great.
Yeah, the story this morning is that usually I will never get any. This APC came in 2015. We never get any good news in the morning like this from any media. But what I'm telling you, the new association that came in ADA, I think that's the name. But they have already gotten my vote. Whoever they want to put that, I will remove us from this hardship. This pain we are passing through every day. no matter who the person is. Let us try the person. Even that Erufa you're talking about, it can change. It can change. Did you know that under this administration, you can be passing what you are passing through now? Nobody knows. Human beings, you can't predict them. That's why I'm talking to them. You know that they can go there and perform more than all of them. So whoever is taking that full flag bearer, whoever it is, that provided you just remain this system present on ground, he has already got. That's my
Thank you so much. Thank you. Keleti Light from Mokoko Michael is saying Nnamdi Kanu calls for referendum, not war, says IPOB. The leader of IPOB has been incarcerated and detained for over 3 years now with no crime committed, whereas the Fulani terrorists, killers who have been rampaging the entire country and causing mayhem to the corporate existence of the Nigerian state are still being patronized, financed, pampered, sponsored, and given safe haven and landing, with the security agencies allegedly aiding them perpetrate their evil acts by way of Keleti Light, thank you so much. Let's look at Pastor Gabriel Ekuma. Blood everywhere in the country. It sounds like Nollywood advert, Nollywood film. How do they call that again? Blood everywhere in the country. Maiduguri, Kano, Plateau, Benue. When will this bloodletting cease? Yet the politicians are busy playing politics. If it is true that over 20 people have been arrested in connection with the recent Plateau mob killing by the police, that is commendable. I will also plead that the same speed be used to arrest and prosecute all the other killers in this country. Nigeria deserves the best. Political reform is possible, and it's the answer to our elections. A beautiful INEC and judiciary is key to killing electoral malpractices. God bless Nigeria. Pastor Gabriel Ekuma. Thank you so much, Pastor. Your analyst, Frank, is doing what now? No, not really. Okay. Hello to you guys in the studio. The insecurity in Nigeria can only be solved by a total ban on open grazing nationwide, and empower states to have state police and, if possible, local government police, and ensure both residents and indigents of that state are recruited into the police organization. By doing this, security will reduce to the barest minimum. We need to do this before it's too late. From Additional Wasiu, who is sending this from Ikorodu. Everyone, I have to go. I really have to go. A couple of messages still here. A lot of calls that I couldn't take. Plenty of them. But please, everyone, join me by 10:30. Okay, I will be here for some more information. I'll give you more and more and more. Okay, join me again. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and of course, on TikTok, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. Just go check up IKAMIJUDEH. IKAMIJUDEH. I love you all so much, and I'll see you much later. Good morning.